Yeah, so Lichuma, active human rights defender, as we speak. For the last 5 months, we've been active because we've been pushing the government to at least reduce the high cost of living, because that has been the challenge that we have been facing in Kenya, not only in Nairobi but countrywide, the whole country. The life of right now, the life is very high, very expensive. The things people used to buy for cheap money right now is so expensive, and the same time we have a majority of majority now are the youths, and they don't have jobs, and the life is right now the life is it's so high and expensive. So we are finding it challenging to try and convince the government, at least if it's the price of food and commodities going high, then the same they should do at least create the jobs for the youth, so that they can afford to buy food, and also they can afford at least to buy for their family. So yeah, so far it has been a hard way, a hard course that we have taken. The last 3 months, I have been ups and downs, being arrested, going to court, but still they arrest me. But we have the constitution supports the demonstrations in Kenya, and Article 37 it gives me the right to do demonstration and picketing. So when they arrest me, when we go to court, we just say that I was doing a demonstration, and demonstration is supposed to supported by the Constitution of Kenya. You see, so right now I have like several cases that are not finished in the court, because even the cops, when they find me anywhere just sitting with my boys, they just arrest us and take us to the cell. So we have been facing a big challenge now, but it's at least we are trying to make also the community understand the struggle that we are in, the fight that we are fighting is not only for us, but we are supposed to be more. So I'm still also in that space of organizing the community to at least they can have their voice, and also they can share what they feel. Yeah. What we do, we have a movement that is called Social Justice Centers Working Group. We are a group of people who have same things in common. At least we want the change. We want the change for people who are living in formal settlement, also people who cannot afford to get the food or the dress, or cannot afford to take their kids to school. Where I'm sitting, we receive cases from the community. We receive, we work like police. We document extrajudicial killings. We document arbitrary arrest. We document the cases like GDV. We also make sure the perpetrators that are doing defilement and sodomizing the young kids, they are taken to jail and never return back. So we are still in these fights. The police that are shooting the youths without arresting them, without giving them the chance to go to court so that the court can decide their fate. We also try to get these police officers to court, but also it has been a challenge because we are trying to fight it, but also the system is trying to fight us. So instead of writing the charges for the officer, they just give him something like they remove him from the space that he was working, and then they transfer him to another place. You see, that is not the justice that we want, because the same cop will continue doing the murder to other areas. Right now, the main issue that I'm trying to work on with my another team just from the community. We are trying to come up with a petition of because we need a school in our ward. We have a ward that doesn't have a school, and it has a population of over 70,000 people. So it makes it very hard for the kids to get a proper education and a place at least where to settle. most of the parents, they depend in private institutions, and we have the government who is supposed to create a space and build a school so that the kids of this world can benefit the education same as the other kids that are going to school. So right now we are in a process to write the petition, and we are finalizing it, and we try and take at least people from the community to accompany us to deliver the petition. Apart from that, also we have faced another challenge of garbage in our community. And also, that is something that we are planning to write a petition about it, and to go and at least get the governor and understand how can we can get rid of garbage in our area and how we can sustain it. So apart from this one, and we also have a major, we call it a major demo, because this is now where we have all justice centers within Nairobi. That is over 21 justice centers within Nairobi. We come together and deliver a petition together. Now the petition that we are doing, like as a movement, is like I was telling you earlier about high cost of living. We call it JAR Revolution. So now this JAR Revolution will be a campaign that it's a campaign that has been going on because of the high cost of living. We want the government to reduce the prices of food commodities. Yeah, the government that right now, last year we just concluded the general election. We have a new president, which he was earlier on was a deputy president. Now he's a president. And what we understand about this president, Ruto, is that he doesn't. When we were voting for the constitution to pass it, he was against the constitution, passing that constitution. So like even right now, he doesn't support the constitution that we have, because the constitution is more against the constitution that we have now took all the powers that the president had and gave it to the people now, and the president now doesn't like that. He's the president that likes that every power should belong to him. It should be the same. When he say he wants this to happen, then things should happen like that. But our constitution doesn't support that. The constitution gives us the people the power to do that. So I can say that we are really that democratic, because even during the elections, we don't know what happened. This has been the case for the past, I think, for the past 20 years. It has been an issue. Voting, we have that right to vote. We have been voting. We have been doing our mandate. But the government, or we can say the system, is doing what it can. But the governor and the president, those votes, the system chooses who should lead the country, who should lead Nairobi. So it's kind of challenging, and for us, yeah, and that's why you find the government doesn't want to do the things that they should do to the people. The funds that is supposed to be put on the side of to help the citizen of Kenya, or the common citizens in formal settlement. We have those big people, we call them politicians. They are trying how those funds can fit into their pockets. So we are fighting a lot of, we are facing a lot of challenges in terms of this government. That's also corruption. A person like me, I'm not supposed to be arrested, because demonstrating is my right. The constitution gives me the support, but the president also does not recognize that. He sees when we go to the road doing demonstrations, he says that we are some kind of criminals. That's how it has come. Now the president that we have, he is the student of the second president of Kenya, that is Daniel Arap Moi. And that president used to rule this country as a dictator. Now he's on that line, because after winning the election, he went back to the side of opposition, brought in some MPs, at least so that the parliament can have a majority of seats can be on the government side, so that when they want to pass a bill, they can just pass it very fast. And that's when the first bill that they came with, that was a finance bill 2023. It had a lot of taxes for the common mwananchi. Even the woman who depends on selling vegetables, uh, people who only get money, they get money and they feed their kids. They don't have money to save, or they can do something with it. They are getting the life so hard. So this pushed us at least to remind the government that we are not doing what they want. They should do what the people want, because the people are the one who elected them to be the position where they are. But now the president that we have is more arrogant. He doesn't want to hear or to hear something about the people who are in low class, people who are living in informal settlement right now. What he's focusing on is how he's going to reward his ministries and his people to get the cakes of the government. But the struggle that we are in, I think on my side, it's not easy. It's not easy because we are trying to achieve something for the people. We have people who are voiceless, and I count myself as the voice of the voiceless, because what I hear in the community, I take it to the high table and tell them this is what is happening. Now, the problem that we have, we are getting threats, we are being arrested, we are being intimidated, we are being profiled. These are the things that we are facing. And, I always tell my comrades, if we cannot achieve one thing, then we will be failing. But at least we should achieve one thing, and that one thing is to make sure at least the informal settlement is a safe space, a safe place where everyone can say, everyone can pass, everyone can live in. I think what I can say, we are the voices of the people. The people talk, and then we pass their voices. But now what we want, or what is my aim, is to have these people to work with me. This is by organizing. We are organizing the masses. We are still in that space of organizing. Then after organizing, we will educate them. After educating them, then they will liberate themselves. After liberating themselves, then we will have a moment, at least we can say we will celebrate together. So that's our mission to achieve as voices of voiceless. I think my advice is they should do what they are doing, and they should not be afraid of anything, because they will get intimidated, they will get threatened, they will be arrested, they will instill fears to them, but they should not give up, because nothing comes easy. And if you have decided to do something, you do it with your whole heart. If you want for change and it is the right change, you have to go for it, and the masses will join you, because they know that the cause that you are in is right. So don't give up, Viva.